Hi, I'm outside with my dog, one of them. There she is, and hopefully she won't run away, because our yard is not fenced in, but I'm letting her roam around the yard, because why not, it's nice out, and I wanted to talk about the books I've read and I'm reading. Misty, please, do not run away. Okay, if there's a random cut, it's because she decided it's time to run away. And, I used to talk sometimes on my channel about the books I've read, but I haven't read that many books this year because it's been like really hard year, and I haven't had the mental energy to read. And usually in the summer I read a lot. I try to read like 12 books a year, at least one a month, but I've only read 3 this year, so I've adjusted my goal to 6 because I feel like that's more doable. But okay, she's wandering very far and licking grass. I think she has a stomach ache. So I've read 3 books so far this year, which are these, and I'm currently reading 3 books because I actually started, I'm a bit sick. I started the year reading Wicked, and I got like halfway through it, but then I had to stop because I was bored. So yeah, so that kind of, I think I spent like full month getting halfway through this, but we'll talk about it. So I don't know, I really ended up liking the movie. I was a big Ariana Grande fan when I was little or younger, but I watched the movie with my friend Clarice, and then I really enjoyed it, and I was like, wow, so magical. And I used to really like magical kind of books, and I was like, okay, so maybe I should give it a try, because I heard it was really good and it's written for adults. So I like it. I wouldn't say I enjoy it that much. It's not exactly my favorite writing style, and it's honestly a bit too pretentious for me, because I can kind of tell, I don't know, sometimes when the author is intentionally being pretentious, which makes it a bit difficult to read. Like, I had that same issue with American Psycho, though I know most people love that book. Okay, it's so ominous outside right now. I didn't really like American Psycho, which I know it was intentionally pretentious as a joke, like as a satire, but whatever, I don't have to like every book. I will finish this because I hate starting books and not finishing them, just like, not right now. And then the other 2 books I'm currently reading is Slouching Towards Bethlehem by Joan Didion. I literally just started it, but my friends text me by recommendations of the band James, but I genuinely only know one song by James, so I just started this, and then I remembered that I had also a few months ago started rereading Lolita, and I was like, oh, I want to read fiction right now. So, and Lolita always gives me a lot of motivation just because I really like the writing style of it. Ew, why is my throat like that? But yeah, I've read it. This is my 3rd time reading Lolita. I just love Nabokov a lot. I think he has the best writing style of any author I've ever read, and Lolita is just like the pinnacle of that. And I know it's very controversial for obvious reasons, but I think if you look past just the knee-jerk reaction, it's very interesting. And if you're not one of those sick and twisted individuals who romanticizes it, like, this is an old copy, and you can tell because look at this. The only convincing love story of our generation. Okay, love story? She's 12. He's like 50. Definitely not a love story. Ugh, it's just disgusting. Like, that was okay to put on the fucking cover, like, from Vanity Fair. That's just beyond. But I do like this quote by John Updike on the back. It says, Nabokov writes prose the only way it should be written, that is, ecstatically. And I agree with that. I think I'm gonna get sunburned. Anyway, I think Lolita's a fabulous book. I have another book by him I've yet to read called Pale Fire. No, I've read Pale Fire. Laughter in the Dark. I might start that after I finish these 3 books. But yeah, I've read maybe 4 or 5 of his books. Like, hi Misty, she's coming over. I just love his prose. I think it's magical and wonderful, and he writes, and I don't know, it's so impressive to me when someone can write in their second language with such at all. And number 1, if you can write at all in your second language, I cannot write in French. Nothing beautiful in French. But the fact he's like a master at writing and that it isn't even his first language is so impressive to me. And I've read one of his translations of Invitation to Beheading. Like, I think his son translated it from Russian for him, and I think that's cool too, because it was beautiful. And I'm like, wow, your son really did his number on that one. Okay, now I'm actually going to talk about the books I have read this year. I missed you. I'm worried my computer's going to overheat too, so I'll make this quick. Okay, the first book I read was Just Kids by Patti Smith, and I had just started it in October last year, and then I got distracted by other books, but I was like, oh, let me actually read it. So I did, and I loved it. I loved it so much, I was like telling everybody, like, oh my god, you need to read this. Obviously everybody loves this book, but I think it's so good. She has such a way with words. Like, my sister is the one who introduced me to her, and this is my sister's copy of the book anyway, but she doesn't even live in this country, so it's mine now. Yeah, it's a beautiful book. I don't know, I feel like I lived through her and experienced like Robert Mapplethorpe through her, which I think is really impressive, because a lot of the times I have issues with nonfiction because it feels like I'm just being told facts and I'm not engaged, because I'm like, oh, I would rather just read an article. But she's intensely lyrical, and I'm really just a master of writing. And I found out my uncle met her once in New York. He went to a concert, and then he was standing by this girl, and he was like, oh my god, are you Patti Smith? And she was like, yeah, I am. And he was so nervous, he didn't talk to her for the rest of the time, but they stood next to each other the whole concert, and he was just very shy. So hello Ava, if you're watching, that's a story about your dad that you might not know, because I don't think you care about Patti Smith. But okay, the second book I read is Blue Sisters by Coco Mellors. I wanted to give her a second chance because I didn't really enjoy Cleopatra and Frankenstein, which was her first book, but I thought she was good at writing characters. She just wasn't very focused, if that makes sense. But this book was definitely more focused. I think the names of the characters were a little silly, but like, whatever, like, people can have fun. And I think it was really nice, like an exploration on grief that was very interesting, especially with like how it can take form through so many different ways and how it impacts different people so very differently. And I don't know, I've dealt with a lot of loss in my life, and it's always very interesting to read or even hear about how people deal with it. I do think that the climax was boring. Like, it kind of just happened. Like, the height of the book happened and the book ended. I feel like there could have been like 200 more pages, which usually I never think a book should be longer, but I think this could have been longer. Like, there was so much build up and then it just vanished. So that's my thought. And then this is the final book I've read so far this year. It's called August Blue. It was rotting in my bag for months. That's why it looks so decrepit. But I bought it because on the back it mentioned the doppelganger. Shh, don't bark, please. My neighbors are home, and Misty is not happy about that. Anyway, I bought it because I'm very interested in doppelgangers. I think it's like such an interesting thing, and it smells bad out here. Like really bad. Okay, I need to wrap this up. I really think I'm gonna die. My computer's gonna die, and I'm gonna smell ominous smells. Anyway, it was very surreal. I feel like if there was a book that reminded me if there was a book that reminded me the most of a David Lynch movie, like, this would be it. If he were to make a movie out of this, I think it would be magical. Obviously he can't, he's dead, but rest in peace. But it reminded me a lot of, like, I don't know, like a mix between if Twin Peaks took place in Europe and, yeah, just like, I don't know, that's like that how I imagine. It's nothing like Twin Peaks, but it reminds me of, like, the feelings I would get watching the show. So yeah, so don't go into it thinking, oh, it's like Twin Peaks. It's nothing like it. Nothing at all. It's just the feeling of reading it was similar to the feeling I got the first time I watched Twin Peaks. So I liked it. It was my favorite. I think of the 3 books I read so far this year, Just Kids is my favorite, August Blue the second, and Blue Sisters would be the third. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about books because I'm bored and I like talking about books and I haven't in a while. So yeah, thank you for watching.